Okay, going right along here with. Okay, so here I'm going to do the Nunchucks. Size. No, size. Okay, maybe I'll do two. Okay, see, I do have trainers, alright? But me, personally, okay, 6 count back cut flow drill, 2 hands. Okay, 1 knife. Sure. I'm assuming you know what a back cut is. It's not a back cut video. I want to do one of those, just some back cuts, but alright. First, with your Bowie, you're in your stance. I'm not going to go into that right now, just the 6 count back cut flow drill. Okay, number 1 back cut. 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hand exchange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing with the left. And there it is. You work both hands. Let me slow it down a little bit. Okay, here. Number 1 back cut is your standard number 1. Okay, and your back cut. Again, I can't explain back cuts in this one. I'm just, again, assuming you know what it is. Now, I do want to do a long back cut video. Okay, so number 1 back cut. Number 2, arm is staying here. So start using your wrist. Roll it so you can get the back cut on the false edge and the tip right across the waistline. That's the number 2 line. 1, you go right into 2. 3 is easy as hell. You just send it across the same line, the waistline, right back across. Number 4, this is still staying the same, not moving. You're just gonna roll your wrist so this goes across their face in visionary area. Okay, 4, I call it like the windshield wiper. 5 is gonna roll around the outside of your body, the outside line, come around, come down with the spine of the blade, and you know, the false edge of course, but really this, and you're gonna smash, you know, smash the fuck out of it with this, okay? This part, bam, 5. Now 6 is not really a back cut at all, neither was that, but so 6, you're just going to, you know, come across your body in an inverted thrust like that. And then to exchange for the left, you're not going to bring this back to your left hand and step forward. When you're here, you're going to step to the blade knife and get the knife. Hand switch, and then you repeat. 1, back cut with the left. 2, across the waistline. 3, send it back across. 4, windshield wiper across the face. 5, come around and bash. 6, crouch, inverted, thrust. And then when you get, let me do it from this side. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you get it. And then what you want to do after you can do those 6, or even if you can't, you know, you want to do them, you just want to practice some back cuts. The cool thing about getting that done is because then once you have that down really good, you can start doing combinations. So I'll say to guys, you know, show me a 1-3, 1-3. Show me a 1-4, 1-4. Show me a 3-5, 3-5. And you start knowing more. Then you put together combinations that, you know, when sparring with them or for real, you know, someone comes at you, an untrained knife fighter comes at you with, you know, a thrust or something, you block it or take his hand with that one, and then without going, you know, crazy, you'd hit it 1, and because you practice combinations, oh, that line's open, I'll just take that face. Or you miss this one, oh, I can take that one, because you're not one thing at all. Remember before I said, oh, people would do this, To a experienced knife fighter, they're dead. You know, I'm here and the guy does something like that. So little things. Again, it's just like empty hand. You do the things correctly, you start developing the right attributes. And again, so you put enough time, reps in, and if the time comes where you have to do it for real, your subconscious has something to work on and pull on that's correct. You can do them, you know, with trainers too. You know, that's what I have, guys. But they're very light for me, and you have to work up to the blade. Alright. You can tell I'm running out of light. Fuck! I wanted to get to a few other things. Damn it. Alright, what I can do is I can show a little quick sample of what the next two will be. Maybe I'll get them done over the weekend. Oh, the fucking bugs are so bad this year. So bad this year. Ducks. And then double bows. All right, so I'm going to show the opening, the generic opening. Okay, it's not something I made up. This is from awesome Master at Arms James Keating, which I did talk to him on the phone 2 years ago about this particular stuff and asked permission if I could, you know, show this stuff and use it, and it was great. We were going to talk, I think, for half hour. We ended up talking like 2 or 3 hours. He's awesome. I really love to go out there and meet him. I have to, and train McKelly out there too. All right, great guys are out there. All right, so the generic opening is like this. And that's just doing the 4 sides like I like to do. So what that is a little bit. Okay, you're here. The number 1 is a big slash with your chopping blade. A slash. And your left should be something a little bit longer with thrusting. So 1, 2, I slash right over. Now notice I go over the arm, not under. See, if you did a training set in a form, that's what I mean about a wrong form. If the form was taught like, and maybe you do it, but it's way wrong and the worst thing in a habit in the world to develop. So it's little things like that. That's very visible, easy to show, but what I was saying with the close quarter form and drifting and all that, there's all those little things. And a good instructor should take the time out to point that out, to try to articulate it and explain it to you. And a lot of them don't, because it's hard, it's a pain in the ass, and they don't want to, or lazy, I don't know what it is, you know. And you know, I've met a lot of them, people over 28 years of being involved with martial arts and having schools and going all over and training and stuff. Most of the people are good, but there are some fucks who don't care about that shit. They just want your money, and that's it. All right, and there's a lot of good ones out there too. So, and if you can't find anyone, doesn't mean you shouldn't train. Especially when you have access to something like YouTube and all that, you can get stuff like this and other people's and practice at home and do things, because doing something is always better than nothing as long as it's right. Okay, stop with the sermon, Jason. Let's get back to just explain that real quick, and then I'll have to end because of so 1 slash, 2 thrust. Now number 3, I'm going to step off the line of attack here, and I'm going to feed a low belly stab. right there. And on number 4, I'm going to turn this into a kind of a back cutting block. Something's coming in and I block it and I step back out of the way after I blocked it and moved, and I thrust. Those are the generic opening all 4 moves. And say the first set is that's the first double set, the full one. And there's a bunch of them. So that's it. I'll do a whole separate video on that. So it's just like teaching, you know, back when I had my schools or when I teach privates and stuff. The hook here, you know, the benefit I get, or I've always gotten from, I knew from training and teaching, whether I was getting paid or not, is I'm getting the benefit of getting better, because it doesn't matter, I'm teaching stuff that I've known for 10 or 15, 20 years or whatever. No, the more you teach and you instruct the basics over and over again, you do it enough, thousands of times, and it just, you don't know it, it just becomes you. You do this shit without thinking. You know, there's times I'm just walking around, and my friends used to fuck around with me and go, yeah, and do that. And I wouldn't, you know, I'd hurt them a little bit, you know, I don't mean to, but it's just a reaction. And not even with something bad, just because from a lot of training and stuff, if you're training hard and right, and it's not easy, your bones will get harder. You know, you get all calloused from constantly kicking and striking and hitting and being hit. And then when you go against to fight another person who's untrained, who's soft as butter, who hasn't had a fight or altercation since grammar school, doesn't matter if they're bigger, stronger, or whatever, just colliding with them, you're gonna hurt them, you know? All right, so, and then this is one I've been wanting to do for so long, and it's so simple. At least let me show it real quick, and then I'll do a separate video again. This is not a swinging thing with the nunchucks. This is for a stretch. It stretches your upper body really well. And it also, it's good because if you can't do it, or I've seen a lot of people who have no flexibility and movement or anything, their chest, the rear delt, their back, anything, they can still do this, and then when it gets to a point where they can't stretch or move it no more, you just let go. And it'll hurt. But the other beautiful thing is you can keep trying it and doing it until you get it, until you loosen yourself up. So I do this, I've learned this when I was a yellow belt. So that's what, the summer of 1991. Yeah. And I still do it. I do it almost every time I pick up the chuck. So this is what it looks like. You don't let go of the chucks. Okay, you hold them, and when you do, I'll do it first. And then you can be fancy and go left. Okay, so it looks easy, I know, but it's not. But it's good, and once you get it, and the nunchucks don't lie, and it's a good overall stretch, and you can take it from there and make it harder. So with that, I'm going to have to stop and start late enough. Thanks for watching again. I've now finally got things to where I needed them to be, so now I can start addressing more and more of these martial art videos for road combatives, like I wanted to, why I originally even started the YouTube channel, but I found other things I like in it too. So with that, again, thank you for watching, and be strong, get power, go over. Hold here. trying to do there.